When you talk about political satire, a few names come to mind. Mort Saul is one, Art Buchwald is another, and this young man is fast developing a cult of his own. Please welcome one of the very brightest of the political humorists, Carl Wolfson.
And he recently wrote Rich Little's forthcoming comedy album. And he's with us today, I think, for the fourth time. Would you welcome Carl Wolfson?
We're pleased to introduce to you now the editor of Inside Midnight. This is Mr. Carl Wolfson.
Yeah. The wonderful comedian who made a huge splash last time he was on our show. This week he's at the L.A. Cabaret, and on April 21st through April 26th, he will be headlining at the Punchline in Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome the very funny Carl Wolfson.
Very funny man, and he's been on every talk show known to mankind. Mr. Carl Wolfson, ladies.
He is a friend of mine, and he's a very funny man. Put your hands together for Carl Wolfson!
One of the regular features that we have here on The Late Show is called Carl's Camera. And joining us right now with his slightly twisted look at the world's top newsmakers is Carl Wolfson.
Hey, thank you, Ross. We have a big sports report tonight, Ross, sports report, and we begin.
On television and in comedy clubs from coast to coast, Carl Wolfson has established his reputation as one of America's finest stand-up comedians. His well-crafted mix of current events and observational humor has been praised by critics and enjoyed by millions.
World leaders were stunned today when Secretary of State Alexander Haig flew to the South Atlantic, kicked out British and Argentine troops, and named himself King of the Falkland Islands. Haig arrived in Port Stanley several hours ago and said he is, quote, in control of the situation, unquote. Meanwhile, back in Washington, President Reagan's budget cuts are beginning to hit home. Reagan woke up this morning and found his government limousine had been replaced by a fleet of 50-60 Sotos. Most historians now agree that Reagan is the best president since Jimmy Carter, so, And he has such a great logic. I love it. They asked him at a press conference, Mr. President, how would you go about opening a small business in this country? He said, easy, open a large one and wait.
New York, they're real paranoid in New York. They have signs like baby on board. Underneath it says kid carries only $5 change. I got caught in the most dangerous place on the road yesterday, behind a Pinto and in front of an Audi 5000. Next to Suzuki Samurai on a curve.
You know, these preachers, these TV preachers, they take that Hippocratic oath and then they get out there and they want to ban those textbooks. But folks, by 1990, we're going to have one book left in the school, The Preacher's Primer. See Dick run. See Spot run. See Tammy Faye's makeup run. See Oral climb his prayer tower and talk to God. See Jim climb on his secretary and see God.
Come on, Dan Quayle, we're not talking triple-digit SAT scores here. You think of the pressure on parents. Kids come home with those report cards. Billy, straight D's. Don't I want to grow up to be president? I could be vice president. Now Bush wants to spend billions to put a man on Mars. Quayle's already there. Save the money. Things are changing in this world so much, I don't even believe them. I expect to see Gorbachev on TV tomorrow going, the Soviet Union is now a democracy, and then see that Energizer rabbit walking across it. It's not even real. What are we going to do in Iraq? Let's storm that country with British soccer fans. Let's go, damn it. Get tough. Or else get a woman president, right, ladies? Because that way, if we break off relations with another country, we get all their furniture, their cars, and half their...
Yeah, the networks won't run those condom ads, you know. They say it interferes with their quality programming, like commercials for hemorrhoids, jock itch, and diarrhea. Send them a message. And Bush doesn't have the answers. They asked Bush if the war on poverty were over. He said, yes, the poor lost.
Ronald Reagan's doing all right, though. He's making $50,000 a speech. That's like $100 a word. You see Reagan? Well, here's $100. Nancy and I, there's 300. Well, I don't remember. Well, you owe us 50. But the best was Fawn Hall. Fawn Hall testified under oath that she smuggled secret documents out of the White House in her panties. It's another reason we should have had Gary Hart as president. She never would have got past him. See, when I grew up, my role models and idols were baseball players, and my dad would use that psychology on me. I once wet my bed, and my dad said Willie Mays would never wet his bed. I said, Dad, my idol is Pee Wee Reese, okay? So just, You watch the Vikings, it's like that old woman on the Med Alert commercial. I'm falling, and I can't get up! Football. Mayors start making bets around playoff times. That's a fun thing. The country gets so into it. A couple years ago, New England Patriots played the New York Jets. The mayor of Boston put up clam chowder. Mayor of New York, corned beef sandwich. Patriots won. They played the Miami Dolphins. The mayor of Boston put up clam chowder. Mayor of Miami put up a gram. And too many drugs. Are taking steroids. Male hormone. One weightlifter had so much male hormone in him he had to be classified as an East German woman. This guy now. Raymond Burr. You know, Raymond Burr is now so large he affects the Earth's rotation. I looked at him on Hollywood Squares last week. He's the first person ever to take up 3 squares. It's like, the first play of the game is I'll take Raymond Burr to win.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back with Rutger Hauer and the Station of Interest, so don't go anywhere. To win.
During the 83-84 season, Carl appeared every week on Thick of the Night with the Wolfson Report, his innovative and very funny chronicle of the day's events.
Well, a U.S. expeditionary force left yesterday in a new effort to find Bigfoot. Well, the party could not find Bigfoot, but returned this morning with Big Mouth. Otherwise known as Interior Secretary James Watt. Meanwhile, President Reagan has asked Watt to leave for a fact-finding mission overseas next week. Watt will fly to the Soviet Union alone aboard a specially marked plane.
Lawrence Kristen of the LA Times called the Wolfson Report the program's top virtue, and audiences agreed.
And in an effort to win black support and votes in 1984, Reagan has dedicated the new Jefferson Memorial in downtown Washington. Yeah. George and Wheezy.
And a tennis announcer in San Diego became absolutely tongue-tied today while broadcasting a doubles match between Vitas Gerulaitis, Hanna Manlikova, Martina Navratilova, and Guillermo Vilas. A furious volley from Gerulaitis to Navratilova to Manlikova to Vilas to Manlikova to Vilas to Gerulaitis to Navratilova to Manlikova to Navratilova to Gerulaitis to Vilas to Manlikova sent the poor man's mouth into spasms, and it's not doing much for me either. Now, where is Stan Smith when you need him? And success for Pia Zadora today as her album went platinum. Her husband bought 1 million copies.
In 1988, on Fox Network's Late Show, Carl reprised his role with the even more successful Carl's Camera.
So here's a look for everyone at home at the hot new shows for fall 1988. And we begin with Dr. Ruth Westheimer's exciting new series, Good Sex with Gary Hart. Yeah. Robert Young also returns this fall as Marcus Welby, veterinarian. Now, in the premiere episode, Welby miraculously cures a Massachusetts house cat who suffers from severe facial dukakis. The big surprise this fall, holy horoscope, it's First Lady Nancy Reagan in Star Search. There she is. Yes, it's fast action as Nancy travels through space, finds little green aliens, and teaches them to just say no. In Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini is once again near death. The Ayatollah says he wants a successor who will subjugate women, jail gay people, and keep everyone ignorant. The Reverend Jerry Falwell flew to Iran and accepted the job. Bye-bye, Jerry. Elsewhere, Dolly Parton was in Washington today to join the women's movement, attempted to burn her bra and took up most of the Capitol with her. A feisty Dolly said the average American, quote, gets screwed by Washington, unquote. Surgeon General C. Everett Koop immediately placed condoms on all local buildings, including the Washington Monument. That's safe politics, folks. Now, PBS, public television, will have a fine lineup this fall, including Arnold Schwarzenegger in Shakespeare for Slow People. This is going to be great, folks. You got to stay tuned. You hear Arnold's immortal words, "I'll be back, Hamlet." The classic, "I'll be back, Macbeth." And the unforgettable, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, I'll be back." Finally, the 88-89 season will have two standout comedies. Jack Nicholson stars in Three Men and a Smart-Ass Baby. Jack. Gotta be the best. And even better than Jack, the year's biggest hit, The Bad News Bears. There they are. Where's Marlon Perkins when you really need him? That's a look at fall 1988. Thank you, Ross.
That's great, Carl. Thank you. Once again, Carl's camera. All right. Are we going to go to a commercial now? Okay, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back, so stay with us.
Carl boldly goes where no filmmaker has gone before.
You are terrific.
Thanks, Joan.
And you are also very brave to do all that material, like Russia, Gorbachev. Aren't you scared, like, they'll get you?
Oh, the KGB?
Yeah.
Actually, you know, Gorbachev has a great sense of humor. I actually got a State Department pass 2 months ago, went to the Soviet Union, and visited Gorbachev's house.
Are you serious?
And it was great.
Did you meet Raisa, the pretty wife?
Raisa is not his wife. He merely rents her when he goes out of the country. Really, actually, I made a little film while I was there, and we couldn't get the audio out of the country. The KGB censored that, but I brought it.
Can we show it?
Yeah.
I think
it'd be great.
do we have the film, Billy? Can we rack it up? Yeah. Here's your film. Oh, all right.
Okay, now here we are. This is Gorbachev's house in the exclusive section. Now, here's Secretary Gorbachev, a wonderful man. He was very nice. Very delightful. Now, here we are exchanging gifts. Now, he gave me, I believe, a bottle of vodka. There we go, bottle of vodka. And now I brought from the United States a wonderful statue. This is a statue of President Reagan. And now, here's Gorbachev's son, Vladimir. Now, the toys are different. This is Vladimir with his Castro patch doll, which is... Now, here's the real Mrs. Gorbachev. A delightful woman. Very delightful lady. We gave her a toaster, calmed her down. She was all right. Now, I started the interview. I asked first about Chernobyl, and he said that they found the cause. There was a huge hole blown in the Soviet reactor. Geraldo Rivera out front talking about Stalin's secret vault. I asked him about Afghanistan and Nicaragua, and he said that he's willing to have those disputes settled by Judge Wapner of the People's Court. Now, I believe I asked about human rights here, and then I met the Gorbachev's dog. When I persisted here, Mrs. Gorbachev threatened to push the nuclear button. I mean, it got out of hand. Now, the interview ended when their favorite show came on TV. This was a good moment for them. And, Corby gave me a great Russian goodbye, and this is a very special kiss, as you'll see. Was one of the few people to receive it in the Soviet Union. And that was it.
On the circuit, Carl has headlined at more than 200 comedy clubs, and the reviews tell all. The Denver Post, Wolfson rearranges the news with outrageously funny results. Knoxville News Sentinel, Wolfson uses comedy as art. His gallery contains sketch after humorous sketch, mixed with intelligent, funny portraits of government officials and world leaders. Atlanta Journal and Constitution, a leader in political humor. Rocky Mountain News, his news update with rapid-fire slides and commentary is bitingly brilliant. New York Post, his films are imaginative and funny, adding a new facet to visual humor. St. Petersburg Times, Wolfson is a class act. He shifts from written routines to audience discussion with hilarious results.
You were in the Boy Scouts? Are those the two guys who went to the bathroom together? It's probably funny to rub those two sticks together, you know. Never quite recovered from summer camp. It's funny time, all right. Comedy Twilight Zone. So you're no longer in the Air Force, huh? You dishonorable discharge? Or honorable? Let's get this straight. It's a what? Dishonorable. Well, you're proud of that. So you know these guys. It's all coming together now. It's a theme show. I feel like Oprah now. They get the laptop. Dishonorable discharges. You had quite a discharge yourself, right?
Whatever's in the paper that morning, Carl will be talking about it that night.
Read a great thing in the paper here in Austin today. If you want to make money in 88, listen to this, read this story. A lady from New Jersey went to Disney World, took her 6-year-old kid. Her kid pulled Mickey Mouse's tail. Mickey Mouse threw the kid up against a chain link fence. The woman sued Disney World for $6 million for trauma to her kid and won out of court this week $400,000, folks. And every father who read that is headed for Disney World right now. Tommy, put this firecracker up Goofy's ass! You gotta love those Thomas hearings. That's comedy for all time. I love Strom Thurmond. He was the best.
How long Judge Thomas say his penis was?
Hal Heflin.
How many pubic hairs are on the Coke can?
Every 10 minutes they wake up Ted Kennedy. When I return, Mary Jo and the car were gone. And the second Rodney King trial now. Is it too bad Rodney King wasn't stopped by 4 Los Angeles Dodgers? They would have missed him 63 times, you know?
As a regular feature on several talk shows.
The old Thick of the Night, and we're talking old Thick of the Night.
And the Late Show, wasn't it the Late Show?
Late Show after Joan left, we did with Ross Schaefer for a while, a lot of fun. And I just brought 7 or 8 of them here.
All right, well, let's take a look at Carl Wolfson's favorite slides.
This first one, Paul, this is when George Bush tried to counteract his wimp image and wiped out 30 opponents in WrestleMania 7, right there. I think the next one is Bill Clinton showing reporters how he could smoke pot without inhaling. This is, there's Bill, yeah.
Hey, we may be broke in California, we may have earthquakes, but we have the best weather in the world, don't we?
All right.
Last month, Groundhog came out of his hole, saw Bloody Glove, predicted 6 more weeks of the OJ trial. Man, OJ has every attorney in the country. I tuned in last week, Matlock was sitting there. I couldn't even believe.
Now, the dumbest one in jail today is General Noriega of the CIA. He sold his country cocaine as well, then he put his money in an SNL. He's in celebrity prison where the mighty fell, and Leona Helms is going to clean his cell. Hussein's a villain, now that's okay, but he got his weapons from the USA. Investigate that, give that a push, we might have room for old George Bush. The famous in jail, now there's a switch, and who's their lawyer? Alan Dershowitz. But the jail be empty come this fall, because Jeffrey Dahmer's going to eat them all. You guys, been a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out tonight. Always a pleasure to be in Austin. Thank you so much.
I went to Safeway the other day, and I'm buying butter, because I'm out of butter. And I reach for what I buy. For some reason I can't believe it's not butter. I have no idea when I started, but I buy it. So I'm reaching for it, I can't believe it's not butter. And right next to it, I see a product. Could it be butter? It's pressure I don't need in my life. First of all, a lawyer had to name that product for a company. Could it be butter? Because they have immunity from all liability. Say you buy it, you take it home, it's not butter. Say it's a tub of pork fat. You return it to the store, what are they going to say? We didn't tell you it was butter. My point is, you can't start naming products with a question. Pretty soon there's no fancy feast in the cat aisle, just a tin. Could it be monkey meat? Go into Musicland and pick up a Michael Bolton CD. Could it be crap? My favorite marketing thing going on now is up in North Dakota. There's a move underway in North Dakota to change the name of North Dakota to Dakota. Because, this is their reasoning, that north connotes cold. And it curbs tourism. I've been in North Dakota, 80 below wind chill. These are some marketing geniuses. Why don't they just change the name of the state to, I can't believe it's not Florida. Are you from there, man?
Missouri.
Okay. A little hormone change there, but thank you. It's that tough Midwestern winters that, you know, bring out the beef in a woman. This is my point exactly about the Midwest. And then there are Valley kids, Valley boys and girls. I lived in the San Fernando Valley. You heard of them? Their brains are fried, man. I lived on the corner of Gnarly and Bitchin'. That's where I lived in the valley. They do a junior high study every year in Los Angeles. This is the gospel. They ask kids to name as many presidents as they can, as many beers as they can. Guess which they name more of? You got it. Last year, best they ever did. 4.8 presidents in the average, 5.2 beers. Who's running against Bush? Bush Light. So, everybody helping out with the war effort. Having a hand for our troops over there. Give them a round of applause. While we're doing our 2 great minimums. Everybody's helping out. You know, Strom Thurmond was at the White House last week sharing his experience from the Spanish-American War. And thanks for helping out. It's like a replay of the Gulf War. I was looking at CNN. Stormin' Norman Schwarzkopf is an analyst on there. And I think, first of all, that's the best name ever for a general. You know, Stormin' Norman Schwarzkopf. You gotta have a general name something like Storm. You don't want General Dancing Dave Hazelnut. I mean, you're not following that guy anywhere, are you? George Bush wants to bring democracy to Afghanistan. He's sending them some voting booths from Florida. So, I was at the Republican convention in San Diego in '96. True story. We're setting up for some interviews for Comedy Central. Old woman delegate runs the entire length of the convention floor, starts screaming right into the cameras. We didn't have homosexuals in the 1950s. I said, well, somebody put the fins on those Cadillacs. Those beehive hairdos, lady, take a powder. If you got a lobby, you got power. My favorite lobbyists are tobacco people. They got billions to spend, and they're the greatest liars ever. They said last month smoking is good for you, because smoking makes you cough, and coughing is a great upper body aerobic workout. They get their new video, Hacking Your Way to Health. Healthcare, good healthcare in this country, but we have to go to Kaiser. Anybody go to Kaiser? Who goes to Kaiser? Who goes to Kaiser? Come on, you don't have enough blood to raise your hand. Where? See, look at that.
You got a Kaiser, sir? Oh, man. What's wrong, huh? That's how they got their name. When they screw you up, it's Permanente. Did you know that? I love to read USA Today. It's my favorite paper, bar none. They write that like you're in elementary school. You ever read USA Today? It's like, George Bush went to China. He flew on a big plane. He is our president. He does not like Osama bin Laden. Bin Laden is a mean and nasty man. He is the real father of Tanya Harding. What? You don't want to go to the Deep South, because that's just like, anybody from the Deep South? Where are you from, sir? South Carolina. Okay. Well, I was a little farther south. The farther south you go, the more frightening it is. I was in Pamplona, Alabama for the running of the Rednecks, and I was gored by their sharp intellect. But I have a new system when I travel, and I'll tell you about it. If you want to take a vacation, if you have to go somewhere where you're not being paid to go, and God knows why you leave the Northwest, because this is like the jewel of the country. I've been everywhere. But if you need to go somewhere for a vacation, get that election map from 2000. All those blue states that voted for Gore, great destinations. The red states that voted for Bush, useless. You don't believe? I'll back it up. All you need to do is look at those license plate slogans. Alabama, 50,000 Kmart's. Georgia, we got toilets. Indiana, Dan Quayle was really born in Ohio. West Virginia, 4 million people, 3 last names. I just had my cat neutered. He goes out at night now, but only as a consultant. Speaking of dogs, before I go, who heard that Spuds McKenzie died, the Budweiser dog? Did you guys hear that? Yes. Very sad. Spuds was dead. How many people knew Spuds McKenzie was a female? Anybody know that? Oh, good. We have lead press on now for our friends in the front row. Most animals in TV and film are female. That's right. They don't want that thing on the screen. Think about it. King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. You didn't see that. Where was that? That would have reached Jersey. Come on. If that were true, you could hold on to the building and still knock the planes out of the air. That's my time. Thanks. You guys have been great. Thanks for coming.